What's up, YouTube, and welcome back. Well, we're out here in the garage. We are gonna continue on our steering linkage for the pancake. And shout out to D's Designs. Got my logo on my hat. Pretty happy with it. So when we did the pancake, the control arm right here is in the way to get from there to there. So I went on Amazon. I bought stuff that's probably a pain in the butt to get out with one hand. But I think it's called D shaft. It is 3/4 inch from this side, well, rounded side to rounded side, 3/4 of an inch. And then I bought universals. I mean, I hope that's what's in here. I haven't opened it yet. I was actually hoping to have these the other day. Here is our universals. We got these set screws right here to actually hold the shaft in place. So I'm going to grab a wrench to loosen those up. But feel nice and smooth. But so this piece right here is actually, this piece goes on and then it bolts on. So I got my D shaft there, and then I tried making up a steering column, well, not column, whatever you want to call it, a linkage. So here is my original rag joint, and I cut off the shaft that was on there so I could weld on this universal, which it's too big and bulky. Like, look at the size of this compared to this. So my issue was, when I had this on there, well, besides only having two universals, I couldn't get around this because I have to have something on there to hold this shaft in place, because if that's not held in place, it's just gonna want to spin around, or the whole thing is just gonna want to flop around. There's nothing holding it, so you won't have any steering. So I put that piece back on, cut this off, and probably weld a little small piece of D shaft onto this, however long, to put our first universal. Because, well, yeah, this is shorter than this first one that's on here too, so that's good. I mean, it's barely, it might be about the same. I know there was actually other ones that say that they're splined, and splined would probably be okay because of the fact, well, I'm not sure how many splines this is, otherwise I would have bought a splined one to go on there, but I didn't. So here we are. We're just going to do it this way. Well, this is one of those projects I didn't really do any recording. I just jumped in and figured out what needed to be done. Out of that 31 inches of D-rod I bought, I used 4 inches. I already had this hinge joint from another parts vehicle. So there's my first U-joint, my second U-joint, my third U-joint. And I only had to do this to clear this section right here. So I added this plate right here. It's just tacked in place because I want to make sure it's going to work. But I want to probably make a gusset that's going to come off this down onto here. Same thing over there. Or figure out some way to just keep it on the actual cross member itself, so it's not on the frame, so the cross member is still removable. It has a little bit of binding issues right now. Not really binding, but I don't have a permanent plate for this. I just have it drilled, so it kind of moves. Like, doesn't move when you do this, but when you start putting tension on it, this whole thing twists. So that is gonna be another project to finish up, strengthening up the gearbox. Obviously, I still want to box in where I chopped out the frame for the pancake, because that right there, And in my opinion, well, actually that's probably the main reason that it's actually twisting when I try to turn, because it's missing that whole section that would actually add strength. But that is another step for after you pancake. Pancake, you drop the truck 2 inches lower for free, just fabrication, but then you have to pay for stuff to fabricate your steering. The factory hood hinges do not work. So online people told me they wouldn't work. Nobody really explained to me why they wouldn't work. I figured it was just because the factory bracket hangs down here where I had to eliminate part of the fender. But the issue is, when the hood would be closed, essentially, I'll move tools out of the way, but when the hood is closed, and you air the truck out, the hinge sits right on the tire. And these are small tires. I know a lot of people like to run like 28s, 30s. These are like 26s. So you can see where you would really run into issues trying to slam a truck and your hood hinges will not work. There's 2 companies out, Porterbuilt and Switch something, I don't know. But they make a firewall mounted one where you would essentially make a little cut right here. You take off your cowl. There's a piece that mounts inside the cowl, and then there's a hinge that comes up and mounts to the hood. So this big clunky thing right here would go away. I can't even open it right now because tire, but. So sorry I didn't really record anything. I hope I explained it enough for anybody that's trying to slam their 67 to 72. Yeah, hope this video helps you. See you on the next one.